first want to point out that as much as people can sympathize with the predicament of another person, if they're not living it, then they can't understand it. And I think society is so fractured and disconnected, despite the fact that we have computers and work has been condensed, the work of 10 people into one. We're working so hard. We're trying to just keep up every day, keep a roof over our head. We don't have time to really network with our communities and really branch out beyond our smaller circles. Because if you go out farther enough, you'll find that there's an endemic going on with kids having disabilities in this country, and it has to do with our air, our water, our food quality, pesticides, pollution. So if people were more aware of the plight of others in their community, they would have a more firmer understanding what it is we go through. And it's not easy. Having a child that is on the spectrum, you really, really learn. I've learned, actually. There was this one time where him and I were in Central Park, the Central Park Zoo, and he wanted to go see the penguins, right? He loved the penguins, how they would like jump on the rocks and then jump in the water and splash around and swim around. It was all fun and good. So we'd go to the exhibit, we'd spend some time there, and then we'd leave. And then we'd walk around the sea lion exhibition and make our way toward the reptile section. Now, instead of going into the reptile section, he said, Daddy, I want to go back into the penguin section again. I was like, oh, okay, sure, we're here, let's go back. So we'd make our way, and instead of staying, he would just loop out of it and keep walking. And then I'd follow him, like, where are you going? Like, let's watch what's going on. Let's watch. You wanted to be here. And he wouldn't answer me. Next thing you know, I'd follow him to the entrance of the reptile section again, and he'd say the same thing. I want to go back to the penguin exhibition. And he would, and I'd follow him. And after the fourth time, I had to put my foot down to be like, dude, we're not doing this. We have to keep, we're here to talk and spend time with one another and look at the other exhibits. And he insisted. He was having his first major tantrum, his first uncontrollable, major on the spectrum autism tantrum. And despite my desire to verbally negotiate things, there was no negotiating. He was full blown going someplace where I couldn't follow. Now, when I was a kid and I threw a tantrum, my dad, he basically put me on his knee and spanked the shit out of me. I mean, he hit me so hard, I saw the living daylights. But I didn't cry. I was just brought to attention. It just stopped. I was in shock and awe. And from that moment on, I never threw a tantrum. But you can't do that to a kid on the spectrum. So I had to wait. I had to wait 45 minutes, and everybody around me, every parent, every kid was staring at me. And I felt embarrassed, and I felt ashamed. But then, you know what I thought to myself? This isn't their problem, and they don't care. This is my problem. And that's when I had this instant moment of unconditional love. And I just took it.